Shall we watch He-Man? Yes, we will watch He-Man. The watching of He-Man is what we will do. Into the castle of Podskull. It's manly and cheesy and rad, maybe a bit homoerotic too. He-Man, it was our favorite show. He-Man, let's watch it now that we're old. He-Man.
Hello, welcome to Castle Podskull. This is the podcast where we talk about all things He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. We've been talking mainly so far about the original 80s Filmation cartoon, but today we're going to talk about something very different, the brand new movie,
Yes,
Masters of the Universe.
and it is awesome. It is definitely rad, and really excited that it lived to the hype. We were trying to manage our expectations. We didn't want to get too excited because the trailer looked dope, but here to report, it is a lot of fun and it's awesome.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into it in a second. Some housekeeping stuff first. I'm Thom, your professor Xennial.
And I'm Kevin, your resident fan at arms.
Yeah. And if this is your first time watching, you can watch us on YouTube at youtube.com/Unprecious Studios, which is where we're posting these, as well as you can listen on iTunes and Spotify if you just want to hear the melodious sound of our voices. And of course, you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at @castle_Podskull, where we have fun little snippets of the show. Now, usually we go back and we watch and we screen share something, from the original series, but we're going to just talk today, right?
Yeah.
Just keep it nice and loosey-goosey because because we're about a week or so after the movie came out. I was not able to go opening week, unfortunately. But I had a good reason.
You had a very good reason. You had
I had a 7-pound reason. I had a baby boy.
Congrats.
I was not allowed to name him He-Man, unfortunately, but but he's named Hordak, so second best.
Yeah, exactly. No. So it's a nice consolation prize.
I wish, but because of that, I did not get to go see the movie opening weekend, but I did see it I saw it Sunday or 2 days ago, and you saw it the weekend before.
Yes, right? And it was a lot of fun, and it was great seeing it. We saw it on a Sunday matinee, which was really wild to see it in a packed theater with age range from young families and kids up to people that were probably parents when the film came out. So it was a real gamut, and just to see a movie with that universal appeal and a universal audience again was really fun, and it just felt like they did such a good job. I think it's hard to do these kind of nostalgia products, and do you make it just fan service? Is that how you're going to be able to do it? And I think they did a good job.
Let's get into it. This is going to be a spoiler full discussion here, though.
Yes. So warning: we will enhance. We will spoil, but it's going to be such good news about the film.
And I think that, and I want to call that out specifically because we really want you, I think it's fair to say, we really want you to go see this movie while you can.
Yes, please do. Yes, it is worth it. This movie ranks up there, in my opinion, with the recent D&D movie, where it's really, they took their time with this project. It's a product of love. The people involved in this really paid attention. They really had a lot of fun, and I think they made something truly worth going to see in the theater. So please go see it. It's awesome.
Yeah, and unfortunately, like we talked about last week, it's the movie industry is totally dependent on opening weekend box office, which is a silly, in my mind, a silly 20th century construct. What are we doing? Why is that the thing still?
Yeah.
Especially because this is going to be streaming on Amazon, and I'm sure a lot more people will watch it then. So unfortunately, because it didn't make X amount of dollars over its $200 million budget, it was considered a box office flop, but the reviews are really good.
Yeah.
The fan reviews, and also,
it's like that. I mean, it's like if they don't make all of their money immediately, they're like, oh, well, we got to scrap this. And it's like, that's so ridiculous because as we were getting closer to the movie's release, the feedback started to come out, the reviews started to come out, and they were starting to be like, oh, well, they were moving it towards IMAX. And I feel like I saw the same thing happening with Mandalorian Grogu. it's like, oh, it didn't make $1 billion in a day. I don't know. And it's like, come on, man. I think things have changed post
Things have
COVID,
changed.
but go see this in the theater because this is, and we will get to this, visually, audially, a spectacle. It
Yeah.
felt like,
Well, let's talk about the
yeah,
movie we do have, right? Because it's
yeah,
like, hey, if nothing else, if they never make another one, we got it. We got
yeah,
a good He-Man movie made finally.
yeah,
They said it couldn't be done; it would never be done, and we have it. And let's be happy for what we have, if nothing else. So
absolutely.
let's talk about it. So, um, last time when we talked about the trailer, we sort of made some suppositions about some stuff, and we
Hmm.
were kind of right, I think, on some of these things,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, like we were predicting, is there going to be kind of a heartbreaking, are they going to kill a character like, and spoiler alert, I was really excited that they introduced him and I saw him
Yeah,
in the shadows and I was like, "Oh my god, Moss Man," who
yeah,
I love because we've talked about this. I feel like Moss Man, I just call him Eternia's Swamp Thing.
yeah.
Because he's like
Mhm.
the embodiment of the green, and in the comics, in the later cartoon, he's so mysterious because he doesn't appear a lot in the cartoon, and I thought that was really cool that they brought him out, and it's like a really interesting character, and they tease him, and as soon as I'm excited that he's in the movie, and then he gets whacked, and it's like, oh
That was a bummer. That was a
yeah, and
bummer. But
I,
yeah, well,
it
okay. Let's go through the plot.
yeah,
So just see, and I'm going to try to go in order from what I remember things being. So again, if
mhm,
you are, this is your last point at which you can stop this and go on to one other episodes if you prefer. But yeah, let's go through the plot. I didn't take notes. I just sat and enjoyed. But we open up in Eternia, which right away I was like, cool, like great, love it. Open Eternia looks gorgeous, right?
yes.
Um,
Beautiful, like everything you wanted it to be if you took the cartoon and made it live action.
yeah.
And they took the notes. We were bummed when we didn't get to see any Castle Grayskull or Eternia in '87, and we got to see everything
I actually
visual.
I do think that Castle Grayskull was in the
Oh yeah,
'87
you're
movie. I put it
briefly,
I
but
put it on the other day, and it's like vaguely there, but like yeah, we didn't see the we we'll talk about that movie another
yeah,
time. But
yeah,
yeah, but they gave us Castle Grayskull. It's right across the street from the palace. This time
yeah.
it's like right there. The bridge
It's
connects them.
right there. It's awesome,
Like right
and
across the Esplanade or whatever. So that yeah, they took that, and we are right away we're seeing like Man at Arms training school. We are seeing Randor and Marlena, who is still from Earth in this version. That lore is all the lore is all there, and what we're not seeing is Orko, and I'm
yeah.
in Eternia, and I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah, and it's like, that's not so bad. I
No,
mean, I playfully love a little Orko, but I was like, I didn't want that level of cheese
yeah,
in this movie.
right.
I wanted to let it breathe because I was like, if they're gonna do that, I just feel like it's so dangerous. Like it becomes a Jar Jar Binks moment for the movie, and it's like
Gosh,
I
I was
don't
literally
want
just watching Phantom Menace the other day, and I was like,
that.
"Ooh, yeah, right. Okay, I see why we all hated this." Um, I do have to admit, in that opening monologue where Adam is explaining Eternia, I was loving it, and then he started to like crack jokes and stuff, and the jokes were really cringy,
Mhm.
and I had like a sinking feeling in my gut. I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh no, oh
yeah,
this is going to not be good."
yeah,
This is going
yeah,
to be they're going to like be pandering too much to kids or to idiots or something. I wasn't
yeah.
really sure, and they did some of that to be
They
certain.
do a
But like,
little.
yeah. But then it kind of recovered, and we see when we see Skeletor arrive with
Yeah.
his crew.
And like total, like we called it, like the setup, like is He-Man going to struggle as the kid, and it's like, is this going to be like kind of jettisoned, he's saved from
Yeah,
a horrible ordeal at in Eternia, and Skeletor shows up and he is awesome.
yeah,
They nailed it with Skeletor. I have to
yeah.
hand it. I was worried, Jared Leto coming in and he crushed it as
Mhm.
Skeletor. The
Yeah.
look, the sound, the mannerisms, in the humor. It's like I feel like they did a lot of research with like kind of the memes that exploded out of He-Man, and we're
They
like, we're going to
absolutely
keep
did,
did
because
this.
Well, I know that they did a research with the memes
Mhm.
because they had the Four Non Blonde song in there,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Which of
exactly.
course, like,
Of-
and they had the Skeletor like ha ha ha, ha like throwing back
Yeah,
his head and laughing like a
exactly.
couple times, which they has to be in there for the meme. So yeah,
Or
100%.
even the kind of wrap up at the end of the episode, ridiculous, like everybody like throw their head back and laugh.
Yes, that
We
was my
had that.
favorite.
It
Yeah.
was it was so funny and fun. And but when Skeletor comes in, looks amazing, really kicks some ass. And I absolutely love how good Trapjaw was.
Oh, Trapjaw was the best. Yeah,
He
let's talk about his
was,
crew.
oh my
Trapjaw. Yeah.
God, incredible. Like he looked just, I love the toy so much and just like the color on that, but his build, he almost looked like a little bit like Robert Edlund, in England. The like he looked like Freddy as Trapjaw. And I
That's
was
interesting.
thinking,
I was thinking that actor from The Leftovers who played the preacher in The Leftovers, Christopher Eccleston, who
oh,
played
Eccleston. Yeah,
Malekith
I was
in
thinking
Thor
either
Dark
Eccleston
World.
or Robert Englund, and like he had that look,
Yeah.
and like great. The actor, I mean, for Trapjaw was great, but just that look giving me that feeling of sort of like reminiscent of Freddy Krueger with the green and then the menacing mouth. I was like, this looks scary. This looks awesome, and he's badass. He's coming in, and it's just like he's not goofy with his arm, like putting on the little sword. I was just rewatching one of our episodes when he's just like he's got that little like lame sword, not even like a hand
Yeah.
holding a sword. No, his arm is badass. It's got the gun and
Oh
it's just
yeah.
like talking and uh,
Yeah, it's badass, and he looks scary, and yeah, he's like legitimately terrifying and a great henchman. And they did a
mhm.
really really good job. Um, and they set up the rivalry between him and Man at Arms, so it's like
Yes,
that
yeah,
pairing
they're
was good, which we
immediately.
see a little bit in the cartoon, but not too much.
Yeah, but I feel like they did what we were talking about. We kind of love when they have characters that have their own specific foil, like how Evil Lynn looks like a little bit of a color swap on Tila,
Hmm.
and like
Yeah.
having those. And I think it's great when we have the like one of the henchmen. It like it gives them extra clout or like
Mhm.
makes them seem more badass if that's like somebody that's like a match for Man at Arms, who we know is this competent warrior. And my God, does Idris Elba deliver as the like swaggering badass Man at Arms when he just walks out and he's pulling out like his side piece. It's like we got redemption for the Stephen King the Dark Tower.
Oh, the
I
Dark
was
Tower.
like, I loved
I
him.
didn't see it, but
The
yeah.
movie, I'm sorry, they tried to do a 90-minute film out of a six. Not like we're going to make the first installment. Like they were going to try to do six
The whole
books
thing.
in
Yeah.
90 minutes, and that's just terrible. And the
Yeah.
movie sucked. Idris Elba though, amazing
Yeah.
as the gunslinger, and he took all of that and just put it into Man at Arms. It's Batman, it's James Bond, it's the gunslinger, all rolled into one. Cocky, like, oh, there's a whole bunch of bad guys. Just means more targets. And I was just like,
Yeah.
give him,
Yeah, all his little, yeah, exactly, things like that, and how all the weighing in on the masculinity stuff. And since might as well talk about manly, right?
yeah,
Like that we kind of were talking about, is that going to be a theme? Like, when Mattel released the Barbie movie a couple years ago, yeah, it was a movie about Barbie, but it was also a movie about what it means to be a woman, and all that stuff. And we asked the question, is that what He-Man is going to be? I mean, it seems like they have the opportunity, and they took it,
yeah.
right? Like they have all these like bon mots about like, well, first of all, I'm sorry. I apologize, everyone. I used the word manly and bon mot in the same sentence. So clearly,
You can see a
clearly I'm
scarf
not to be
slowly
trusted on the
sprouting
subject.
around Tom right now.
Yes, I am. Yeah, I'm not to be trusted on the subject of testosterone and masculinity and so forth, apparently. But yeah, I mean, they toss up all these nice little, let's say, deep thoughts, quotes about what it means to be a man. And I was like, yeah, hell yeah. It's like, because what I liked about it, and Randor does, and Man at Arms does, and then He-Man learns the lesson at the end, right, where
Yeah,
he tries both negotiation, and then when it fails, he brings out the big guns, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But I love that because it's not it's not obviously like the toxic masculinity message of like, just brute force, right?
Right.
And it's not also the toxic like anti-woke message, like, so to
Mhm.
speak, to use parlance that no humans is. But it's also not the opposite, right? It's also not like,
Mhm.
oh, men should never get physical and men should never, raise their voice or you know etc. It's like kind of poking fun at both sides a little bit,
Oh
right?
yeah, and I think that's what makes this movie really fun is that I think it anticipated what the criticisms might be,
Yeah.
or took into account the criticisms from from previous films. But it's like, we have Adam escape. The sorcerer sends him to Earth, and now we're caught up. We're catching up on his life in Earth. He's working in HR, which I think is great because it's like we find a way to have Prince Adam be the like not super powered He-Man, but like going back and looking at the cartoons, what I love about Adam is sassy. He makes me think of Asterion from Baldur's Gate 3. He doesn't have the power, but he's always clever. He
Mm,
always, and
yeah.
it's like we find a way to have that be like he cultivated that somehow. He still has his kind of dreams and like maybe his, he wants to reclaim, the MacGuffin is the sword
Yeah.
this time. He needs to find that in order to go back home. But I like that it's like, we see him struggling in the mortal world with like the things that we all struggle with for once. And it's like, I think they found a way to get like a little more connection to us through Adam and what he's going through. But like, oh yeah, I learned to like overcome these things by talking through it. But like we've talked about, it pokes fun of this side and that side a little bit. It's not just throw a mountain at your opponent or throw a boulder in your opponent's mouth every time something
Yeah,
goes
no,
wrong.
exactly.
It's
I've been carefully observing like the of all the various like He-Man Facebook groups that I'm a, a member of, like fly on the wall member of, like observing all of these, people and how they react to it. And I have to be honest, a lot of these guys are like, toxic dudes. I'm sure they're
yeah,
very nice in real
unfortunately.
life, but like on Facebook, they are, they are very upset about anything that is not the absolute most purest form of He-Man. There's a couple people grunt. I mean, as there will be grunting fanboys and so forth,
Yeah.
but overall, it seems like they were all really, really appreciative. It's like there's enough red meat thrown at us and broad enough that one would think it would appeal to a broad audience if they happen to go see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as for the rest of Skeletor's crew, I kind of knew that we were getting Triclops,
Yeah.
and Triclops was okay. He didn't do that much.
That's the thing. I was gonna say we were talking about like things that we'd kind of,
Yeah,
not I wouldn't say let down, but would want to change. If you introduce somebody like Triclops and he had an awesome look, like we were kind of
yeah,
setting him up like real badass, like kind of like stealthy, competent assassin. I just
yeah.
wanted to see more of him. And I wonder maybe it kind of felt like maybe there was something like another storyline or maybe some instances with him and maybe just pared it down for the movie,
I
like cut
suppose that
the time.
could be because the thing is, like, it was a long, a 2 hour movie, and they had a lot of characters to service,
Yeah.
and in a way, it's like they didn't need all these to bring back all these characters, but then of course they did. Like they needed to
Yeah.
like show us like that's the missing piece. Like that was one of the big criticisms of the 87 movie. It's like, well, yeah, it's cool that you brought that Skeletor has 4 henchmen and one of them is Beastman, but the other three are Karg, Blade, and Sarad, who you've never
Yeah.
heard of.
We've never heard
Um,
of and we could have done without in that movie. Although
yeah. Although
I
one of
feel like,
them came back
well,
in this one.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean creepy cool designs that I just feel like would have been better in something else, like
Yeah.
Blade from 87 He-Man. I actually love that
I
look and
love
that
that. I
character.
love that look too. And I wish that he was the one in this. Like
Hmm.
I do appreciate though that they were like they pulled when they were filling out Skeletor's like henchman team, they
Hmm.
pulled a couple of the classics. They pulled Spikor, who
Oh
looks
yeah,
awesome in this. who's
Yeah.
a little bit of a deeper cut. I mean, he's not a deep
Yeah.
cut to any fans, but like
Mhm.
he's not like your wave 1 or 2 bad guys.
Right.
Like
He's
he
not somebody that you're immediately thinking that is gonna be in this. So that was kinda cool, is like
right.
maybe I think they're kind of pulling a little bit, so it's like somebody like a reward for like the hardcore fans that are like, "Oh, I know who that is," and then, you know,
Yeah, and then Karg from the '87 movie, who I was shocked to see. I did not know we'd be
yeah,
seeing Karg. And then, but as after I got, I'm like, well, that's cool to see. I wish they could have made it Blade. There's no reason that they couldn't. I just liked the look of Blade better. But
yeah,
then, Goatman. I was right.
yes,
When
yeah.
I was like, oh, that's
You
Goatman.
recalled it.
Okay,
Yeah, you recalled it,
who?
and I think the Mountain plays him.
Oh, really?
Yes, and
Ah,
I
that
was like,
makes
"That's pretty
sense.
cool," and it's a cool spooky look,
Yeah,
the red and the horns, I thought was just, he's awesome, and it's like, we have all these kind of big, you know, monstrous dudes, so that was like a fun one to bring in there, but
yeah, yeah. Very, very cool. I really appreciate that. And then we have Evil Lynn, who I know. What did you think about her? What did you think about Allison Brie as Evil Lynn?
I love her, I think
Me
she's
too.
I mean, I liked Community, but ever since Glow, I thought she was
Yep.
amazing in Glow. And it's
Yep.
like I think that's where they got, they realized she could pull off a physical character and she's hilarious and she's brilliant. She's great. And I feel like she was great in this role, especially like the little humor kind of testing with Skeletor. I loved her. I thought she was great. And I thought it had a good look going into it, but I think she really rose to it in this film. I thought she was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I really liked her too. I know that some people have been critical of her, because they're like, or maybe not of her, but like, oh, they made the character too much of a, I don't know, like comic relief or something. Like she was too into like they were like making her a little bit more too Harley Quinn and less
Yeah.
someone conspiring against Skeletor and like with all this power. I don't know. I saw both
Yeah.
sides of it, to be honest.
I
I
can
liked
see
her.
both sides because I kind of feel like there should be some like if she's not in love with Skeletor, she's in love with the power and the positioning, and I felt like that's what she was kind of playing with, and
Yeah.
I liked it. And I don't know. I think some of these people that are upset about this stuff, I'm just like, I don't know, man. I think it worked for this movie, and I really liked what she did.
Yeah. Get over
And
yourself.
uh, I know we were talking about this earlier with some of the look. I was a little reluctant with Tila, but I think it was a nice little surprise because later in the movie she's in
Yeah.
like full
Yeah.
traditional Tila garb, and I was like, okay,
Exactly.
thumbs up because she was great. She was awesome in the film. I loved her being kind of
She was good.
the tougher one when they're kids, and like that was a really good choice. Like having Adam be like a little more reluctant, a little more like a. It's not just that he just doesn't want to be a fighter.
Yeah.
He's like a little like but
He,
like Tilo right away, competent, strong, like following the footsteps of dad, man at
yeah.
arms, total badass. So,
Yeah. He's like a little drama club kid.
oh,
He
he
just wants to
totally is.
dance
He
around
totally
and
is. Just wants to
um
play with Cringer and watch cartoons like
yeah,
us.
yeah,
Like
pretty much.
yeah.
Yeah, and we see Baby Cringer in there, which is great. And
Oh,
we
Cringer's look was
yeah,
awesome.
he looked great.
I that it was going to be a CGI, and I was like, that looks beautiful. I would have loved to see a little bit more of the like Battle Cat versus Cringer look, but
I would have liked to hear battle. What I wanted
just that
from
growl.
we're getting ahead of ourselves, but what I wanted from Battle Cat was like I wanted to hear who did Cringer's voice. Do we know?
I can pull it up real quick. I
Uh,
thought it was Seth Green at first because it just sounded like him because he was like making quips, and I was like, oh, that's like a fun choice. But yeah,
uh,
hold on.
Tom Wilton and Fletcher Glenn. Oh, Tom Wilton. I don't know who Tom Wilton is.
Yeah, I guess they had done some work with the director. I like he brought in a lot of his frequent collaborators, so from like Kubo Two Strings.
Okay,
Um,
so
yeah,
he's just a kind of an unknown guy. Well, so that is one where it's like it would have been cool to have like Cringer's voice be some like self-effacing comedian or something like that.
that's like somebody
I
that
can't think of
like
who, but who was it that did the Baymax voice? That was someone like that. Or was that John Hodgman, is that who did that? Or
Oh, John Hodgman would be awesome for that.
yeah,
Or
someone like that who had some sort of like vaguely recognizable voice.
yeah,
Because Cringer's voice just seems sort of random to me, and then it's like, and then when he turns into Battle Cat, his voice is someone else. Like that
yeah.
would have been cool.
That would have been a fun, cool like dynamic to play with. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that idea because
yeah.
then
But
it really
anyway,
shows the different. And have him react to the sword. That's the thing that we love to joke about is that he's terrified and he knows every episode he's going to get shot with lightning and turned into something he doesn't want to be. But he seemed to be
yeah.
fully on board.
Well, I mean, that's neither here nor there. He doesn't really spend too much time as Battle Cat, but yeah. So Skeletor, come. We're in on the first 3 minutes of the movie.
Yeah,
Skeletor and his buddies show up. They take over Eternia. I thought for sure we're going to kill Randor, but they capture Randor and Marlena.
Mhm.
The sorceress puts Adam through the portal.
Mhm.
With the sword, which I thought was okay, cool. We're going to send you to hide the sword.
Yeah,
Of course, he immediately loses it,
loses it.
which makes sense. And he grows up in Oklahoma City, and then the very fun conceit of having cutting to him mid date.
Yes, yeah, and a very handsome, muscle-bound dude who is absolutely bombing on a
Yeah,
date. And you feel
yeah,
like all he has to
love
do
to
is
see it.
like, "I'm hot," and she's like, "Uh-huh, great,"
Yeah,
as he's narrated his backstory to her, and she's like,
I
"Check,
think he did
please."
a I think he did a really good job, and it's the same. It's the same that I feel about like Chris Hemsworth, right? Like
Yes.
unabashedly like hot blonde guy, right? Where it's like in Thor, I mean, the first couple Thors aren't funny, but like once we get into the funny stuff, like in Thor Ragnarok and so on,
Yeah,
and
that's honestly what I thought. I was thinking the whole time watching this from the opening, having that little narration backstory, playful comedy. This is Thor Ragnarok, so that yeah,
yeah, and but I think Gallatin did a really really great job. I mean, he really
oh
did. Like
yeah,
with Adam, like he was like sort of like I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm a straight man. It's like, but like if I was a woman, I was like, I wouldn't date him. Like at this point, like he seems both crazy and kind of ineffectual, and so that's, I guess, yeah, I could see that being. But I will say that the whole Earth sequence, it's not that it turned me off. It didn't really turn, but I was very conscious of like, okay, come on, I
yeah,
just want to get to Eternia. Let's go.
yeah. And I
Like,
was worried when that happened. I was like, "Ugh, great. Are we gonna? Is this gonna be like 1987 again? That we're basically just in Earth's overrun and Earth's gonna be destroyed by Skeletor." Which high stakes, but it's just like I just want to get to the fantastical world, and
yeah.
thankfully we do.
Thankfully, we spent most of it. They learned the lessons of that original
Yeah.
movie, but so we see Gallatin and like he's got his roommate, and his roommate, like a lot of these scenes, the reason that I like rolled my eyes just a little bit, I was like, all right, it's a
Mhm.
little cheesy. I don't know if cheesy is not the right word, but like a little bit played out. It all felt very like Marvel playbook. Like, okay, he's with his Ned, right? He's with his
Yeah.
like his roommate or friend or whatever. He's got like his boss, who I thought Sashir Zamata was great, but it's like,
Mhm.
he's with his boss who just which I feel like everything from The Incredibles on down, it's like the hero discovers they have powers and the boss is like the the
Mhm.
the butt of the joke. And so some of those tropey kind of characters, I was like, all right, I know these guys are pulling heavy exposition weight. I get it. But,
Mhm.
um, you know, and then I missed most of the comic book scene because I made the mistake of getting like a 20-ounce icy and I drank it already. I had to go to the bathroom.
Did
So
you get the sword? Did you buy the sword soda? I was
I
trying to
should have.
find a
I
movie
might I
theater where
might go
we could.
back tomorrow and buy it actually.
Oh, please, yeah, because I just want to. If you guys are listening out there in the ether, pl- feel free buy us the popcorn sword or the soda sword because I wanted that. I was trying to find a place where I could actually get that so I could have it for the episode that I could, but
Yeah.
hang it up
Yeah,
on the
no, I
wall.
didn't. But I missed that scene. But I understood he got the sword. Fine. I went
Yep.
with my son. I went with my 15-year-old who also really liked it. So there you go.
Which
Um,
was fantastic to have it basically be in the hands of Conan, which I thought was like such a nice or like a Conan-esque character,
yeah.
which I was just
Well,
like,
and I don't know if you saw the other, right. So that's like one little cool Easter egg. I don't know if you saw the other one, which is in the store. They keep knocking over these boxes that were saying Big Jim.
Oh
And
yeah, was that where they got the tiger
that's
for
right.
Cringer and
That's right.
Panthro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And other stuff like that. Like there was like a Trapjaw like character in like in Big Jim 2 at one point and so forth. So yeah, they were definitely like it's another old Mattel brand, but like I like
Yeah.
that we're in this like alternate reality world where everyone knows Big Jim, you know, but not and
Yeah.
Conan or whatever it was. But
Yeah.
so I missed some of that, but I get that he got it, and then it sends a
Yeah.
signal, and that's all really cool. Um, and yeah, long story short, what happens next? Oh no, we're missing a part. We're
We're
missing
missing I
the
was gonna say that at the gym when he's struggling to, he's really down on himself. He's having his moment of doubt as he's trying. He's definitely not He-Man when he's working out. And who comes by to give him some pointers in lifting and courage on good form?
yeah.
But He-Man himself, a little Dolph
But
Lundgren cameo.
I don't know if you clocked the lines, but I was like, because my son was like, what? Who's that? Like, what does he have to do with the story? I'm like, oh, wait, hold on, I can explain after the movie.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
because what was the first thing Dolph said? He said, "Oh, you're taking my spot,
Yep,
like you're taking my role, right in the
yep,
movie."
yep.
Um, and then at a certain point, um, didn't like He-Man say something about, or one of them said something about like you only get one, like you only Dolph only got to do it once or something like that. There was some line like
Yeah.
that where I was like, and of course at the end,
Yeah, he's
good
taking
journey.
off and he's like,
Yeah,
"Good journey," and I was
yeah,
like, "Bravo, bravo!"
mhm,
That was pretty sweet.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
no, I love that. I kind of wanted a little bit more, but I think maybe that's just the perfect amount for the
yeah,
cameo.
yeah.
A
I mean,
nice passing of the
take
torch.
the nostalgia out of it, and that's just a random dude at a gym, and it doesn't really make a
That's
lot
what
of
I'm
sense.
saying.
But
It's just
yeah,
like okay.
it's like a Stanley extended Stanley
Yeah,
cameo.
and
But
I think maybe that's the thing because it's like okay, we can't because otherwise,
yeah,
it's just enough. Yeah,
regardless, it was very
yeah.
fun for the nerds to see. And then yeah, long story short, Beastman shows up on Earth. Beastman looked awesome, I thought,
Beastman was fantastic, and that
and I
was
like that they
that
had him
whole
talk
sequence.
too,
Yeah, yeah,
because in the
yeah,
original they just had him growl, and I was
yeah,
afraid that's what they were going to do here, but they made him yeah
yeah. Thankfully, because it's like like the cartoon. It's like if you just make it like a monster, it's just like he's like the Hulk. He's just like
yeah
Bigfoot goes smashing through
yeah
the city. So that was I was like, oh, thank God. But yeah,
yeah.
he looked awesome. That was really fun. Really cool action sequence. Really loved how they shot a lot of the action sequences in this. It just
Yeah.
felt really larger than life.
Yeah, that was really great. Of course, we get our I've got the power song playing in the background and the Four Non
Yeah.
Blondes beat and all of those little things. And then he gets zapped up into Eternia, and then we're back into the meat of the story, which is essentially he is reintroduced to like his home world, which has been destroyed. Um, and I was trying to think in my mind like what is that? I've seen that done before, where it's like
Mhm.
I couldn't think of what it was, but I'm sure it'll come to me. But like a very similar setup where like yeah, it's like he's been away for a long time. I really like that they did it this way, and it wasn't like oh Adam forgot his powers and
Yeah.
then like
Yeah.
woke up, like they could have very easily done that.
Yeah, like, that's kind of what I thought was gonna be maybe
Yeah,
the
me
thing,
too.
like, I love that it's, like, something he's been gone and everything's kind of fallen into chaos and disarray, and we also get his names for these people are just like what a 10-year-old child would name,
I think that
Fisto and
yeah, and I know that there's some like some of the fanboys are a little butthurt over a lot of this stuff because it's like oh they shouldn't be making fun of the names of the franchise and oh they shouldn't be making like gay jokes about these guys and so forth. It's like come on, this is a part for the homoerotic stuff, right? It's like we always talk about. It's like come on, there just is no way to not do that. There's no way around the
Mhm.
current meaning of fist as a verb
Yeah,
in our
exactly.
vocabulary, which didn't exist, I don't think, in 1982
Yeah.
in the same way, and Ram Man and etc. So it's like there's just no way around it, and
It's such
they
an
had fun with it.
obvious
Yeah,
the name, it's just like I feel like that way you get the joke out and you can move on, and I thought it was funny the way way they built it and way they used it, um, but
yeah,
I just I was gonna say I thought it was a really interesting take. It made me maybe it's a little Marvel, like, we go from Man at Arms, who is absolutely badass, who never fails. We see him
Yeah.
destroyed.
Yeah.
He's a broken man, he's like an alcoholic, and he's just kind of disheveled. But I was like, that works. We've seen a guy that is the most dependable, most reliable, most heroic, not like he's a protector,
Hmm.
and he is haunted because the past 15, 18
Yeah.
years
15 years, I think. Yeah.
he's been living with the fact that he failed his king. He's lost in maybe the ward that he was looking to protect is gone, and
Hmm.
everything around him, and it's like, you've been the star, you've been the quarterback, and now you're like a joke. And
Yeah.
I thought that was a really interesting thing to try on. And I think, Idris Elba really gets into that, and then you have some humor with it, sort of like, it made me think of, those kind of roguish, like a Han Solo kind of character, that he's like, down on his luck.
Yeah.
But we see him starting to build up, and then it becomes like his journey as well as Adam's journey. And it's like Adam sort of like, by
Yeah.
just being Adam, gets these people back. So,
Yeah. He manages to be both Han Solo and Obi-Wan Kenobi kind of in the same breath in a weird way.
yeah,
Right?
yeah, which is
Yeah.
pretty wild to pull off. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Obi-Han Solo.
Obi-Han, Obi-Han
But
Solo.
yeah, but no, he did, and yeah, it kind of distills the problem that Eternia is going through into one character that we can watch it,
Yeah.
watch him turn around, and that's great. It gives him a redemption arc. Of course, In the Cell is also, well, they Tila, I guess, takes Adam to meet the Resistance or whatever,
Yeah. And Man at
very
Arms is just
swiftly.
kind of like on the floor.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
yeah.
And no, I think that's when they get thrown in the cell, right? And also
Oh,
in the
right.
cell
Yeah.
is Roboto, right?
Yeah.
And I had no idea that it was going to be Kristen Wiig's voice.
Yes. Oh my God. I love that. It was like, this is perfect. I think that makes me think of like what we were talking about with Cringer. We wanted a recognizable,
Yeah.
like kind of funny comic voice. And she was such a great choice for that, because her voice is very recognizable. She can play that kind of deadpan moment very well for jokes. It's like, I was a battle thing, and now you've just programmed me for cooking and stuff. Like, it's like, just, I loved her. She was hilarious. And that was a great
Yeah.
choice for Roboto.
I don't know what I expected out of Roboto. I almost expected Roboto not to speak, and I had no idea. And then I was like, oh, that's a really interesting way to take the character.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
totally.
And I was right, of course, at the end where I was like, they're including Roboto so that they can kill someone because Roboto's easy to rebuild.
A
So
robot,
it's like,
because like we've seen in the cartoon, you can
Yeah.
pancake robots left and
Yeah.
right. You can blow them up. So yeah.
But anyway, then everyone gets captured by I think Triclops finds their location. They all get captured, and long story short, He-Man uses the, where does he first use? I think he uses the sword at the midway point, right? Against,
Yeah, that like
when he's
kind of
fighting
bridge
Triclops.
thing when he's fighting
Trapjaw.
Trapjaw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he's been trying to he couldn't figure out the words.
Yeah.
Like and finally it's like kind of coming to him, the sorceress, like it's like, this. And then he can kind of summon the power and finally transform.
Yeah, and he does, and beats Trapjaw, and but then they have this fabulous like Sky Sled and Roton and
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I love seeing the toys
Yeah,
being. I was just like, just seeing the sleds and everything. I was just like, it felt so good to see those. Like, they did such a great job pulling those out.
that whole sequence was great. They have their little down moment when they get lost in the woods and they find each other again, which was my number 2 bathroom trip, so I missed some of that. But don't buy, when you're in your 40s, don't buy
the big gulps,
giant
kids.
icy and then refill it twice. My son was like so embarrassed. Like, Dad, we just stop going to the bathroom.
You're gonna miss all the good stuff. Oh.
Like, I would if I could, son. I would if I could.
Yeah.
But I have this kind of a sixth sense for where movies are going at any given moment. So I'm like, okay, they're gonna need like 5 minutes to like find each other. They're gonna have a heart to heart in the woods.
They're gonna have a campfire scene, heart to heart in the woods. I can. This is
there's gonna be a Tila Adam almost will they won't they moment. I was right. I'm like, okay,
perfect.
But they handled that really well. All of that stuff. And then eventually they get back, and then it's the hologram of Skeletor, which was, I think, also uh, maybe a reference to the 87 movie. That happened in the 87 movie, I
Yeah,
think.
I think
I
the
think.
projection. I'm pretty
The
sure. Yeah,
projection, right.
yeah.
And then, yeah, they basically take the sword to Snake Mountain. I love that we got to see Snake
Oh my
Mountain.
God, Snake Mountain looked so good.
Yeah.
Like just everything, like the kind of the throat of the cave. Everything was like creepy, great design. I felt like we were seeing a lot of that kind of Giger-esque with the throne and chair design was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything was really cool. Randor's still alive
Mhm.
briefly. Um, and, I thought for sure he was like going to also be a trick or a hologram,
Yeah,
but
I that's what I was kind of like expecting. It was
I
just
guess
going to
not.
be an illusion the whole time, or
Yeah.
but he's
Um,
kept him around for 20 years just in case I can depress his son.
yeah. Yeah. But Adam gets rid of some of the guys, and then Skeletor gets the sword. Oh no, he
Yeah,
gets the power sword, but it doesn't work. And I love that moment. It was just, yeah, it's
yeah.
like just one of those, yeah,
The
like,
villain literally gets whatever he and it just doesn't work. Yeah.
yeah, like the classic Skeletor moment, and sort of, also at this time, like, I like his like abuse of Evil Lyn. Don't take that out of context, folks. Don't isolate
No,
that audio. I
no.
don't. It's not that I like his abuse of
But
Allison.
just
I
his
don't like
scolding and just
Jared Leto abusing Allison Brie.
yeah,
Let's not say that.
yeah.
But
That's
I
not what
like
we're talking.
I like that like was something that she clearly both despised and enjoyed.
Mhm.
You know, like the first time, and then when it got too much, when it was on her face, she started liking it less and less, and you could kind of see the wheels turning. And then when He-Man showed up, I think Allison Brie did a great job, like of being like, I know, like I shouldn't be into this guy, but I am. I
Mhm.
think she did a really good job. But anyway, yeah, He-Man and friends show up. They have their like they storming the Castle Grayskull moment,
Mhm.
and um, yeah, that long sequence where they kind of face off, and He-Man, He-Man tries to talk him down.
Yeah. I felt like oh, and we get into like I just felt like they found really fun ways to have the matchup, like the villain, like
No, yeah,
especially with like humor. They really leaned into the humor with the film, like having Skeletor have his moment, like literally raising his arms up, like cackling and then scolding. It's like this is the crescendo, everybody. Like it
yeah,
just
yeah,
felt
yeah.
very much like the cartoon. But to have that sequence where it goes into Adam and he's like in that moment of self-doubt and he's plunged back into Earth, and who's there as his boss but
Oh, I
Skeletor?
forgot all about that.
Evil, HR Skeletor, and just like just made me think of like was it Lumberg from Office Space, just kind of like supernatural.
Yeah, but could have that have been a reference to like Robot Chicken? Wasn't like Skeletor on Robot Chicken as
Oh,
well?
I think he was. I think and maybe that's why I thought at the time that Cringer was voiced by Seth Green, because I know they had done so many He-Man and Transformer things on Robot Chicken. So I feel like that might have been a callback. I think you're right. That might have been a callback to Robot
Yeah,
Chicken.
maybe like if yeah, that's really
Where
funny.
He-Man gets sent to talk to HR for breaking you know uh, attacking
Yeah.
Skeletor.
But yeah, that whole sequence was really fun. Like the getting it, like it gave Skeletor like a new, like I love to see his various forms of magic.
Hmm.
And like it gave that like a new texture, which was really cool. Well, anyway, we're kind of coming to the end of our talk here. So time wise, so like what else? I mean, he defeats Skeletor. Most everyone survives except for poor Moss Man,
Yeah,
and Man at Arms
and
beats.
Roboto
Yeah,
comes back and is like how you remember.
the
Roboto
way
was
Man at Arms
awesome.
beats Trapjaw is awesome.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like literally putting a grenade in and like clinging his jaw shut
And just yeah, and just blowing him up.
was really cool. And then yeah, then they win, and then they all have their new outfits, which is
And
fantastic.
it's just like, and we button the film much like the cartoon. The heroes just standing around, cackling and throwing their head back, laughing at like there's a joke, non-joke between
Yeah.
Ram Man and Fisto, just like ha 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 ha. It just feels like we set everything up, we've earned it, we've got us back to the classic He-Man that you wanted and expected. And then we kind of pull a Marvel. We have some secret endings, And
we said we knew they
we
would,
knew it,
right?
and we were right. And I
And we were
like
right.
that they did this way, because I would hope that they wouldn't force, spoiler alert, Ashira, but tease it and like use this as a catalyst to set her up. And it doesn't feel like they're just going to make her, maybe she'll be in a movie together, but I hope they do a franchise for her. But I like that they set it up that, there's another, and we get a flash of her,
Yeah.
coming.
I actually think that if they did a She-Ra movie, they might even have better luck because, like, with the recent Netflix She-Ra and everything like that, there's a lot more. I mean, like, there's a fair amount of attention on He-Man, but like, there's a lot more like cachet for She-Ra right now. Like, she like
Mhm.
appeals to like a different audience. Like, it would be a different movie, but
I think it
I
would,
don't know if
yeah.
they will. But it's kind of like that sweet spot between Barbie and He-Man, so maybe they will. But I love
That's
that
what
that
I'm
was the
thinking
choice.
would be so great for it then, because it's like
Yeah.
Barbie crushed it and was a
Mhm.
really fun movie that just blew everything out of the water. And I know Mattel wanted to cash in and be like, our other properties, let's
Of
make them
course.
like Barbie. But you're right, She-Ra fits right into that. It gets that He-Man vibe, but it also has that kind of strong, funny, independent Barbie vibe. It's the Kisatz Haderach. It's coming in there. It's squeezing them both. So,
Yeah.
I hope we get to see that. I think we will. I mean, they'd be
I
absolute
hope
idiots.
so. I hope
They'd
so.
be
And
idiots not to.
of course, we also get our moral at the end by Orko, which I did not
That
expect.
was a
I love
great
this.
little bit. Like, we didn't have Orko, but we'll have him do the moral. I was fine with that. I thought it was a funny payoff. I thought that,
That's a way. That's a great way to do it.
yeah.
So overall, like I came out of that being happy. I was like, I can't think of like other than there's super minor choices. Like there's other characters I would have switched some out for here and there, like
Mhm.
to around the periphery. But like, man, like I can't imagine like in like a 2 hour movie what else I would have wanted from a He-Man movie. Can
Yeah,
you?
you got Mechaneck, and he was
Yeah,
fantastic. He looked
yeah,
so good, and he was hilarious. It made me
yeah.
think of, and not just visually because he's, stretches like he's like the Elastic Man, but making that humor like the Elastic Man, it like really, really worked for him. I loved Ram Man and Fisto; they were great. I kind of would have wanted our Amish ape. I was waiting for Stratos to be in there, but they do tease. They make a reference, so they're setting that up. So it sounds like that
They
they're
said
going to
something about
go.
the Avion at a
The
certain point.
Avions are
Yeah,
under it. There's having some issues, so we'll get to
yeah.
see
Like
him.
we could have seen even if it was like a cutaway shot, like there was a couple of different, like it would have been cool to have seen Stratos. I mean, not I
Mhm.
really don't care about Stratos, but like seeing Stratos, seeing maybe Merman,
Yeah, I would have. I feel like for some of the villains, it's cool that they brought in some of these deeper cuts. Like, it was cool to see Goatman. Like, I think he looked badass. But I would have wanted to see the originals, the OG villains. We got Trapjaw, and he looked so damn good.
Yeah,
Beastman's great, Evil Lyn, but I kind of wanted a merman. I just wanted to
yeah.
see him, even if it was just a cutaway with him fucking around with the fish like he does. Like, hey, am I not in this movie? Like,
Or
just
even it's like when Adam is fighting all these different guys, like there's no reason they couldn't have put a couple more guys in there who just like one of them has a big long tail and it's probably Whiplash, and one of them has two
yeah.
heads and it's probably Too Bad. Like there's no reason that they couldn't have done that.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe it just got too costly to design all these characters, but
yeah.
maybe that's the reason. But anyway, I think they did a really great job. Anything else you wanna? I know we both are tight on time. Is there anything
Oh,
else you want to call out?
this was a huge thing I wanted to call out. I was really excited about it, but they got Brian May to come in. I can't believe almost didn't get a chance to talk about this. So this is my number one thing. Music was amazing in this because
Yes,
it made me jazz. It made me feel like Flash Gordon, because you had this like heavy metal fantasy coming together, and of course because it's fueled by the soundtrack. You have Brian May coming in and recording the Masters of the Universe from Queen when they have that sequence when they're all
Princes of the Universe. Yeah, yeah.
excuse me, Princes of the
Which is
Universe.
The Highlander
Yes,
theme, of
which I
course.
was
Yeah,
like, what is Highlander doing in this? But
it was perfect.
He's a prince of the Master of the Universe. It's perfect as their kind of Avengers Assemble moment. That was
Yeah,
epic and awesome. But then, he came in and recorded a bunch of additional songs like Eternia, and like the music in this is so good. But then you also have the darkness coming in on this, and it's just
mm,
like, singing these like songs. I just felt like a really good mesh of pop culture and metal and fun, and it felt lively like Flash Gordon. and I felt like it got that tone. So I think the music was amazing, and I just wanted to get that out there because
And now you have me wanting to watch Flash Gordon again. It's been like 30 years since I watched. Yeah, I gotta watch Flash Gordon tonight. That's what I'm
maybe
gonna
we
do.
should do a watch of Flash Gordon for this, because I feel like, Sam Jones is like a Dolph Lundgren. Like, he is a living
Yeah.
legend. I went to Boston Sci-Fi Fest. We screened one of his movies and he was there, and I got to introduce him. And
Wow.
I almost had a heart attack, because it's like meeting my He-Man in real life that I grew up with, and I introduced him. The dude is a giant. He is more
Yeah.
jacked now than he was then. He doesn't age. He looks great.
Oh
Um,
wow.
but yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we should do a recap of that. Maybe we should do He-Man and the He-Man adjacent films that it spawned, or that it came from. That could be a fun thing to dive into.
Yeah.
But
I
I
mean,
loved this movie. I
yeah.
love our little final Evil Lynn grabbing the skull. We get that
Yeah.
wink, Skeletor's not gone, so
It's
there's a
not
lot of
gone.
good stuff being set up. But I think this was a really good effort, and
I
this
think
was
if we were to rate it like we rate all our shows, it's like it was rad. There was a lot of rad in it. We've already discussed it.
oh yeah, this was full Shimers. This was
Yeah,
this
full
was
Fulsheimers, and it was like we said, manly in the best way. Like
yeah,
manly meaning secure, right? Not
right.
defensive. Like
Not defensive.
yeah,
He-Man, Adam, they come in and they try to give a chance to like reach people and
yeah,
connect with them and fix them with their words and with their actions. And when it just doesn't work, we reach for the sword and we take
right,
it up another
right.
level. It's not that
Violence
one
is
way is better than the other. It's adding to it. So
yeah, but like all of that stuff, which is like I think the right less. I mean, it's like yeah, a man steps up when he needs to,
yeah,
and
to
and
be a
and that's
protector.
good. That's a good thing. Like we all got
Yeah.
to do that, and but not violence for violence's sake and all of that stuff. So yeah, all of that was handled really well. Nothing. I mean, there were some inappropriate jokes and so forth.
Oh yeah, there were a couple, and I think
But
they did it just right, where they could kind of fly it under the radar. Like, I could be
yeah, I mean, yeah,
stupid.
it wasn't like kids could go and they wouldn't know
Yeah,
what's going on. So I
yeah.
think that was handled right. And like I said, a couple tiny moments where I thought the humor was a little bit cheesy, but like
Mhm.
I went with it. It's all
Yeah,
good.
it went with it,
Um,
and you expect a bit of that. So, but I thought this was really well done. People, go see this movie.
yeah,
Go see this movie. Keep it going. It was a
and
lot
buy
of
all the
fun.
action figures from this movie. So
Yeah,
that they,
seriously, they look awesome. And and that's actually what I was thinking about. That this was actually kind of cool, and this might be the reason we didn't see as much with Triclops. The actor doing Triclops was doing double duty, doing the physique for Skeletor, and a lot of the,
oh,
I think, in a lot of
what
the
what
action.
did Jared Leto actually do
That's
then?
what I'm
Just
wondering. I mean, no offense. I think he had him in a muscle suit, but I think because he's like built like taller, so I think in some of those things,
I see.
I was reading that he did double duty. So maybe that's what they. I don't know if they made that decision, or if it was just like, oh, we can't have him be in two places at once. But you know,
Well, cool. I mean, yeah, we'll keep going on with our shows, but in the meantime, as this comes out, hopefully still have a couple weeks to go see this in the theater. Everybody absolutely do. I might just buy a couple tickets and not even if I don't have the chance to go, just to support the movie a little bit. I don't know,
for
but
this movie.
yeah, go buy your action figures in your movie theater, sword cups, and all of that stuff. And we will be here, and we will keep on keeping on with the original Filmation cartoon. In a couple days, we'll release another episode with that.
Yeah.
Anything else to throw in before break?
Tell your friends, like and subscribe, and
Yeah, again on Instagram and TikTok at Castle_Podskull, YouTube / Unprecious Studios. It's Precious Studios. And on iTunes and Spotify you can hear us. So yeah, until then, good journey.
good journey.